We can't wait for Night to Shine this weekend. Our guests will enter on a red carpet and will be treated like royalty, while their parents and caregivers will be given the chance to relax in our caregiver suite. There'll be dancing, photo stations, activities, food, and more, and everything will come to a head at the end of the night where we crown our guests kings and queens of the prom. The Tim Tebow Foundation began this experience in 2014 to work with churches around the world to provide an incredible prom night experience centered on God's love, all for people with special needs. What does a volunteer wear for Night to Shine? That's a good question. We are encouraging everyone to dress nicely. Please, no pajamas or sweatpants, but simply you're going to a party, so be ready to celebrate. Many of our volunteers will wear formal gowns and tuxedos or sport coats and pants, and we celebrate with those who want to do that. That is not required. And if you want to dress up and don't have anything to wear, you're welcome to come over to the prom closet at Spencer Church and pick something out that's in your size for the evening. There's no charge to that, and there's no requirement, like I said. But if you need something to wear fancy, you come on over and find something here. A few things to know about the event. All volunteers should arrive at the church between 5 o'clock and 5:20. When you get to the church, if you're driving a car, please park on the opposite side of the church from the Spindale School lot. The Spindale School parking lot will be used for our guests, but the lot on the opposite side will be used for volunteers. It's important that you get here as soon as you can to properly check in at the tents that will be white and that will say volunteers check in here. You will be given further instructions about where to go as soon as you check in at those tents. But once again, please be here between 5 and 5:20. We want everyone, no matter what your job is, to be positive, friendly, flexible, and we want you to pay attention, interacting with our guests, and ask for help if something isn't clear. Name tags are going to be the most important part of keeping track of who's in the building during Night to Shine. All guests, volunteers, and parents and caregivers will be wearing name tags. Blue lanyards will indicate that that person is a volunteer. Black lanyards indicate that that person is a registered guest. Red lanyards or red name tags indicate a parent or a caregiver. It is important that we wear these name tags and they are very visible. There is useful information on our guests' name tags. You will want to take a look when you arrive to notice that there is a red indication of any allergies or alerts for anything to be aware of health-wise. If your buddy does not have anything red on their name tag, then their family has not indicated anything specific that we should be watching for. Throughout the evening, there will be places to take pictures. Let me encourage you to take multiple pictures of your guests and with your guests and for your guests, but you are not allowed to post these pictures on your own personal social media accounts. This comes straight from the Tim Tebow Foundation, and I will give you more information about that in the next day or so. But please be mindful that not all of our guests have photo release permission, which means that we can't publish their faces without approval. There are several areas that you will see gift bags and items for our guests to take home. Remember that these gifts are for our registered guests with special needs. These gifts are not for volunteers. Unfortunately, we cannot give all of you the same gifts that we give our guests. When it comes time to crown our guests as prom kings and queens, our buddies will have special instructions for how to do that. Please be aware of what is being said over the microphone so that you can be helpful in any other way if you are not a buddy. Remember not to be alone with any of our guests. Please travel in pairs or trios. Make sure we're noticing physical boundaries. We don't want any of our guests to get the wrong impression about how much we care about them. We want to love on them and encourage them without being inappropriate. You may see that some of our guests begin to hold their hands over their ears, or they might begin to flap their hands or do repetitive behavioral things. If you begin to notice some of that, it's just an overstimulation. We have a sensory area or a quiet area that's going to be located beside the bathrooms in the back hallway for any of our guests who just need to take a break for a moment. It would be a great idea to encourage each other to notice these signs of stimulation and maybe ask, hey, you want to take a break for a minute? Always gently encourage our guests. We cannot force any types of behaviors, but we can celebrate and encourage. For our volunteers who are still in high school, you must have your permission form turned in. The original deadline was Wednesday. We will be willing to take it also on Thursday, but by 5 o'clock on Thursday, I have to know who is definitely helping, and that permission form is required for those who are still in school. There's multiple jobs that have to happen and tasks that need to be done during the event. Everyone will be assigned to a specific job. Specific training information will be sent to you about your specific task during the event. Once you receive that Wednesday night or Thursday morning, if it's not something that you're comfortable with, please be in touch with me so that I can reassign you to a different place and make sure someone else can do the task that I had originally assigned for you to do. The most important thing is for us to be flexible, because everybody can't be at the glamour station. Everybody can't be at the cornhole station. Everybody can't be at the iPad selfie station. But we can work together to make sure all of these things are covered. What's going to come next in this video is information for our buddies. I would encourage all of you to keep listening, because there might be a chance that we have to pull one of you out of your job and put you into the job of a buddy. But for the most part, what follows here now will be information that is specific to our buddies. Our buddies are so important during Night to Shine. When you arrive and check in at the volunteer tent, which will be a white tent that says volunteers check in here, our buddies will be sent to a specific area to wait to be paired with one of our guests. Once you get paired to a guest, you will be given a copy of your guest's name tag. Now, Mrs. Wendy Ankrum will be in charge of pairing our guests and our buddies. So if in doubt about what's going on, feel free to reach out to Wendy. Once you put your guest's name tag alongside yours on your lanyard, introduce yourself. You're then going to escort your buddy towards the red carpet. If it's raining, we might send you a different way than if it's not raining. However, your buddy will receive a boutonniere or a corsage, and then you will encourage them to celebrate down the red carpet, stopping at a table to check any coats or bags that they want to leave with someone before you enter into the event. Once the event is going on, encourage your buddy to visit the dance floor. Some of our guests will stay there the whole night. Also encourage your buddy to take advantage of the 3 photo spots. There is one inside the Family Life Center where the dancing is going on, and there's not a photographer at that one. It's more a selfie station. There is a spot in the hallway that has an iPad and a light ring, and it is a selfie, but they will take a picture and then it will print out for them right then and there. The 3rd photo area is a more formal posed area that will be in the hallway. and those pictures will be made available in the days after the event. Encourage your buddy to visit the food area and also to visit any of the activity stations that might be of interest to them. A word about food. The food that we serve is for volunteers and for guests. Parents and caregivers will be served in our caregiver suite across the street. But I would encourage all of you to eat something pretty substantial before you come to the event. You never know how long it will be before your buddy wants to eat. And I don't want anyone having any issues with blood sugar or fatigue because of being hungry and not being able to be effective. So eat before you come, and then you're welcome to eat once you're here as well. Food will be happening all throughout the night. It is not a sit down and have a dinner all at the same time. There's tables and chairs, and once your guest is finished, I encourage you to have them get up and move to another area because we don't have enough seating for everyone to stay at the food tables for the entire evening. Never abandon your guest. If you need a minute to go to the restroom or to take care of something, make sure that another person, another buddy, has your guest. And that is only if necessary. We want to make sure that our guests are safe, and our buddies are very important to making sure that happens. There will be announcements made over the microphone throughout the evening, one of which is about the crowning ceremony. At around 8:30, we will announce the crowning time. You will be given specific instructions on the microphone about where to go. But the thing I want you to remember is that when we ask you to line up and bring chairs, I need for you to grab a chair for your buddy and bring it to the center of the dance floor where we're going to sit all of the chairs and then start calling names and recognizing our kings and queens. It will be a little bit confusing, but trust me, if you will listen to the instructions being given, you will know exactly what to do at that time. After the event is over, you are going to bring your guests down the hallway where they will receive their party gifts. One of the things that they will receive is a string bag that says Night to Shine. They're going to receive a snow globe that has their picture in it that was taken at the iPad station. They're also going to receive some little party favors and things that are in handmade bags that the Spencer Baptist Sewing Group made. These gifts do not need to be picked up until it is time to give your guest back to their caregiver. That way no one leaves it sitting somewhere and is worried about finding it again later. Once the event is finished and they have their gifts, we are going to be calling their names when their caregivers arrive. Please do not leave until your buddy or your guest is given to their caregiver. If you need to leave early for some reason, please make sure you give your guest to someone that is wearing a lanyard that is lighted. There will be several of us that have lanyards that are yellow or that are pink and they light up, and those people are going to know what's going on at all the times. So if you need to leave early, give your guest to somebody with a pink or yellow lit lanyard. I'm sure there are questions about Night to Shine that this video did not cover, so please make a list of those and send me an email or a text. Let me know what you're concerned about, because as many things as we're trying to pull together, I might have very easily forgotten something that's very, very important. We appreciate all that you're doing, and our goal for Night to Shine is to shower our special guests with the love of God. Thank you for giving your time to help with the 2023 Night to Shine.